Calling all wizards. First look at Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Welcome, Wolfpack. Thank you for joining my channel. For all you new people out there, please subscribe. Things are getting exciting right now for Harry Potter's Wizard Unite. Okay, I have heard Twitters, I have heard different messages and different posts, so I'm going to give you like verbatim on what's Niantic's site on this right now, as well as show you a little clip of the previous video that I didn't get notifications on. It came out in the middle of February. Missed out on it, but I'm going to show it to you now, and then I'm going to go into what's just been released a couple hours ago. Niffler.
Look at it!
Look at it, so cute. Okay, and I'll go step by step like I did before, just to look at it. Discombobulated Niffler. Young muggles mistook subject for highly realistic battery-operated toy. Galleon-like coins missing, presumed stolen.
Look at it!
So it looks like it wound up in our world. But look at the graphics on that, the textures. Okay, let's get to it. Let's read what Niantic has to say. Niantic Incorporated and Warner Brothers Games San Francisco are excited to finally share the first look into Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Now, just to say this right off the bat so you guys know and are aware, there's no release date as of yet. So hold on, it's coming sooner, but no specific date yet. What you need to do right now at this very moment is you can pre-register the game in the Google Store. For the first time, you'll soon embark on your own Wizarding World adventures together with friends in the real world. Harry Potter Wizards Unite combines content and characters you know and love from both the original Harry Potter series and the Fantastic Beasts films in a unique Wizarding World experience. That's excellent. They're combining both Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts, and that's smart for Niantic because that particular movie franchise is still ongoing. So there's going to be some tie-ins. It's a thing to note. And also to note that it's not just going to be Harry Potter. There's going to be different creatures involved, which is going to be excellent. Now, I can see that being a thing that Niantic will want to do, similar to how there's so many different Pokemon in Pokemon Go. There's so many different beasts. Now, I don't think you're going to capture like a Pokeball. I think it's going to be something that you either need a spell to tame them, give them some item like food to coerce them, to have them follow you. Don't know yet. But there's some inklings and hints, and I'll show you in a little bit. It's up to you to ready your wand, prepare your potions, brush up your spells, and help prevent the calamity from exposing the secrets of the Wizarding World. Okay, so we have a wand, potions, spells, and calamity. 4 keywords there. Now, if you look down here in the next page, on the right here, we see, let's critique this for a little bit. We see a spider, you holding a wand, casting a spell, and that's you as the player. Instead of throwing a Pokeball, you're going to be having a wand, and it's going to be you with a wand. But Ron Weasley assisting in a capturing of a spider by a spell that you are casting, and it gets tossed up, get thrown into a magic mirror. Now, I don't know if that spin of the spider is you doing it. It could be like when you're casting a wand, you're actually spinning it on the screen. Maybe you're doing a special circle or a pattern, and then if you catch it, it'll kind of go into it, or maybe it'll get released. Ridiculous. Now, if any of you have played Magus, the augmented reality Magus game, now that game has spells and various patterns, but in that particular game, you cast spells by doing specific patterns on the screen, like a L or Z or anything on the screen, and that would be a specific spell. And then that spell would perform a specific action, and whatever spell you cast will either be blocked, approved, accepted, rejected, whatnot, or whatever is going to happen in this particular game. In this particular scene, it looks like it's almost combining something in another game that I play. It's called The Walking Dead: Our World, where you have an assist partner. In that game, The Walking Dead, you have walkers and you have to take care of them. But you have like NPCs like Michonne and Rick that assist you in doing whatever task that you're attempting to do, whether it's rescuing someone, clearing out an infestation, or just taking out walkers or exploring. And in this case, it looks like you have an NPC assist or helper at specific locations that will perform a particular function. Maybe in this case, you have to catch a spider, or maybe there's other tasks you have to do. So NPCs seem to be more involved in this game versus Pokemon Go. You don't really have NPCs, you just have Pokemon and Pokestops and gyms. So there's a difference. Okay, play your part in the Wizarding World. A calamity has befallen the Wizarding World, causing artifacts, okay, misspelling there. Maybe potentially, if I don't know if the British spelling is different. Creatures, people, and even memories mysteriously appearing in the Muggle world. Now we have key items here. Artifacts, creatures, people, and memories. People being NPCs, creatures obviously like the spider, artifacts being the mirror, cupboard mirror that's in the background there, possibly something that you use or whatever you're using, and memories. Witches and wizards from across the globe must come together to solve the mysteries of the calamity, overcome the confounding chaotic magic that surrounds these foundables. Now, I've seen this word foundables used in a lot of different Harry Potter contexts here, so I think that's going to be a resource. Where we have a magic wand in this game, we have Pokeballs in Pokemon Go, but foundables are things that we are looking for. Where in Pokemon Go we look for Pokemon, foundables is what we're looking for in Harry Potter. Now, foundables presumably could be magic creatures, it could be artifacts, it could be a variety of things. So it may not just be creatures, it may be a lot of different things, and I'll show you in a moment. And return them to the rightful place, keeping them safe from Muggle eyes. So being in the augmented reality world, we're going to be walking around in the real world, and we're going to see something like a spider. And once we confront that spider, we're going to do what it needs to be done, cast a spell, have an artifact, get an NPC to assist, and then it looks like we're taking that spider and putting it back into the Wizarding world, basically getting it away from the Muggle world. It's like there's a portal that's been released in our world, and all these things are coming out, and we have to contain that. We have to find magical items that shouldn't be here, creatures that shouldn't be here, maybe NPCs that are lost, and assist them back into the Wizarding world, which would be a really cool aspect, because as the game progresses, they can have more and more things leak out, and that'll actually progress a storyline. I wonder if they're actually going to have some lore and storyline. That'd be really cool. I think they might actually do this. The only reason why I'm thinking that, okay, your journey begins as a new recruit of the Statute of Secretary Task Force, established by the Ministry of Magic and the International Confederation of Wizards for the purpose of investigating and containing the calamity. There we go. Investigating and containing. Exactly what I said. Investigating will involve research, kind of similar to like Pokemon Go research tasks. We have different tasks that we have to perform weekly, daily, whatever we can find in these locations. And basically, when we perform these tasks, we get rewards, we get items, we get confrontations or experiences that will immerse us into the game. And the calamity is this ongoing thing that we have to constantly fight against. So it's us versus the calamity, basically. The magic is all around you. As you step outside and explore the world, the map will reveal traces of magic, highlight the location of magical foundables. While these traces can be found all around you, certain foundables may be more likely to appear at various types of real-world locations, including parks, banks, municipal buildings, college campuses, libraries, monuments, zoos, art galleries, and more. Cast a variety of spells to overcome the confoundable magic. Keep the magical foundables safe and send them back to the Wizarding world. By returning foundables, you'll earn unique rewards that can be tracked in the game registry. Now, when we catch Pokemon, where do Pokemon go? They go into the Pokeball. So it's going to be something similar where we're going to find these foundables and contain them or transport them into the Wizarding world, which is cool. And from this particular view here, we have an icon. I think this is like an AR view screen. I get a sense that this is an AR screen because you see the real world, you see a portal and a shoe. But you see footsteps in the bottom that you're walking towards it. I looked at it real closely. It says tap to place port key. And when you tap on that location, that little shoe if you tap on that location, it'll create a port key, and then you have to walk to it to go into the wizarding world. That looks pretty cool because it takes you out of the augmented reality or the real world into the wizarding world. You're actually crossing over the portal to the other world and doing tasks, research, whatever there. That's cool. As you cast spells, you consume spell energy. So there's a consumable that we go through. Be sure to regularly stop by inns found by Muggle locations around the world to collect food and drinks that replenish your spell energy. While exploring, you'll also come across ingredients that can be used to brew potions, which will aid you in different aspects of your Wizarding World journey. These ingredients can be found by the map varying by the environment, weather, and time of day, as well as in specially designed greenhouses. Specially designed greenhouses. Interesting. Is that going to be similar to gyms versus Pokestops? Make sure to also keep an eye out for portmanteaus, which can be unlocked to reveal port keys that whisk you away to iconic Wizarding World locations. For the first time, you'll be able to step into a full 360-degree advanced AR immersive experience in places like Ollivander's Wand Shop. So it's not just going to be a front view. You're going to have your phone, and I'm going to demonstrate. You're going to be on your phone, and suddenly you're going to be able to do this. And when you're in your port key, you'll be able to see all around you instead of just what's in front of you on the phone. Now, of course, they're probably going to have a disclaimer saying make sure you're in a safe spot. And it looks like you are specifying where you want to use this port key. It's not just going to be random here. So you'll have to find a spot, drop it down, and then be able to do your exploration. And then beyond that, I don't know. Now, what I don't know about this is if they're going to be including the Oculus. They might. This looks like this something would be perfect for the Oculus VR glasses, because that's just meant for using to do a 360 panoramic view. And you're going to have, now Niantic's been working on some pretty cool technology. We're going to have like audibles. What an audible is when you hear a particular thing like off the center. You can hear like a little, like let's say you hear a little chirp on the left and you look to the left and you see a bird. Then you hear some rustling leaves on the right and you look over and you see something. Now, they've been playing around with that with Pokemon, but they're definitely going hardcore on this for this game. So it's going to be a sensory experience where it's not just going to be, oh, this looks really cool, but you're probably going to have to interact with things around you. Like you see the bird, and then you're going to have to do something to interact with the bird. Maybe feed the bird something, or then it's rustling in the grass. You may have to move the grass to find a creature, or maybe see something that's sparkly. You hear some sparkling magic, and you have to open up a chest by manipulating the VR world through, so people are going to be doing this a lot. Now that's just a guess, but it's a really, really good educated guess based on the technology. Stronger United. Test your combat skills by visiting one of the multiple fortresses indicated on the map. So fortresses will be the like a raid battle or gym in comparison to Pokemon Go. Fortresses are host to wizarding challenges, real-time multiplayer battles. There you go. Against dangerous foes including Death Eaters and soul-sucking Dementors. You won't want to face these threats alone. Gather your friends to take on threats of even higher levels and recover rare magical foundables. There you go. Foundables is what you're collecting from within the fortress walls. To further develop your wizarding skills, you can also choose to specialize in different magical professions. Auras, magizoologists, and professors each have their own unique skills and abilities that will come in handy at different times. Particularly during wizarding challenges, team up and strategize with witches and wizards from other professions to tip the scales in your favor. What's next? There are plenty more secrets to be revealed and mysteries to be uncovered. So keep your wands at the ready and be prepared to unite with your fellow witches and wizards. Be the first to know as more information, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now some important things here. Let's look at this next picture on the right here. You have a health bar. And you have the opponent's health bar. You have your wand. You have a little arrow, which is probably a demonstration or tutorial. And that looks like in Magus, when you cast a spell, you have to do a certain pattern. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as complicated as a pattern, but it looks like you have to swipe from like this. That looks like a shield. That looks like that's a swipe for a shield. So she's attacking you, and you swipe at the right time the shield to do your own shield. Now, there's a couple icons in the bottom. The bottom left, it appears real quick. It's a little lightning bolt, and I believe that is your magic energy. Your upper left is your health bar, your hit points, and the bottom left is your magic energy. So you can take a certain amount of damage before you faint or you have to exit the competition. but you also have amount of magic that you can cast. So there's some strategy involved in which spells you use, how much energy it takes, how much energy or how much damage you can take, and what you actually. There's probably different spells like stuff to heal yourself, stuff to defend yourself, stuff to attack, maybe call out a familiar. We still have yet to see what's spells available. And the bottom right is a little finger that has like a little button with a finger, like a hand and a finger, and that's most likely you go into to grab your potions or whatever items, consumables they use to. Let's say you're battling her. Consumables you will most likely be able to use are the potions that you create or the other items. Could be food and water to replenish. You could replenish your spell power. You could replenish your hit points. But most likely there's going to be cooldowns for this too, so you won't start spamming them. That would make logical sense. Okay, so you have like a little witch on the upper left. Tap to place port key. Now the next one, Dark Witch. Okay, so that looks like a NPC or a character you come across. So Asim is probably the guy who's testing this out, and Dark Witch. You have 93 hit points. Yeah, Protego, you're protecting yourself. And you haven't. And I noticed that this person hasn't attacked yet because her health hasn't gone down past 11. But it's more likely just to show you an example. There's other spells that you can use. Now here's what's interesting. Look very closely. On the upper left, you have the little compass icon. Very similar to Pokemon Go, where you can select a true north. And in the upper and right under that is like a sunny with clouds that shows you the weather. But more likely that clicking on that will get into the settings of the game. Now, Niantic's not silly. They're not going to rewrite this from scratch. They're going to add a lot of code that exists in Pokemon Go into this, as well as Ingress. So a lot of the functionality is going to be very similar, and since it's probably some of the menu items or some of the selection abilities, not gameplay per se, but different things like going into different settings, how the settings work, how the different options work. And more cares and magical creatures traces can be found here. Now I'm not sure if that's a splash screen or this is actually in-game, but it looks like your character is on the bottom there with the like a post and all these different towers. I believe those towers, hard to tell, but I see a lot of towers in the background. So it looks like those towers are very similar to Pokestops, where you can find, it's a place where you can find foundables or just items. It's still unclear yet. Now we have the little hat, wizard hat on the bottom left with your level. That's very similar to Pokemon Go, where you have your character, your portrait. Now there's nothing specifically on there because they don't have the graphics for your character yet. Because you notice the character in the center is kind of a silhouette. Because this is probably just a snapshot, not the full version yet. In the bottom right, you have a little calendar with a check mark. That's where your research tasks or your events, or in this case, mysteries, etc. And in the center is your items, obviously like a briefcase or your items. Now this is what's really interesting. Now remember what I mentioned before about having the different schools? There's your different schools on top there. You see the 9 3/4 for the shop. And you have care of magical creatures, rank 2 and 5 out of 20. So you level up your ranks based on what you've caught or what you've encountered. There's a little eye for information. And there's a basket on the upper right with a symbol and another, like, and that looks like the typical Niantic Pokestop little circle with a point on it with a map. That goes into your map most likely. And the silhouettes here, interesting. I just caught this. Now this is very similar to like Pokemon, where you have silhouettes of unseen creatures. But if you notice the circles under it, it's 0/10. So in order for you to get this particular creature, you may have to have like 10 encounters or 10 foundables of that particular type so that you can actually get. And it looks like on the bottom left you have two out of 8 possibly for a Griffin. So this person has got 2 foundables or 2 items of this Griffin. So that's why you start seeing the creature. And I presume that the more pieces you find, the clearer the picture comes. Now I'm not sure if this is just a dictionary or like encyclopedia of found things, or if this is meaning to like you have bonuses and boosts, or maybe it's just like an encyclopedia of creatures that you actually seen. But the silhouettes are 0 and 2 means you've seen, and then of course Hagrid's hut. Pumpkin patch. Now on the bottom here we have exploration, challenges, mysteries, and events. Mysteries look like it's going to be like in comparison to like mythological research tasks, where it's going to be a big evolved thing. Challenges will be like your daily or your weekly research tasks in comparison. And exploration will be just your Pokédex. Lack for a better term, it's going to be similar to your Pokédex, what you've actually encountered. It may not just be creatures. It could be special. It could be the foundable could also be like a magical artifact. Oh, okay. For instance, maybe a special foundable or artifact could be Harry Potter's Nimbus. You know, you could have your own, but it could be like your specific Nimbus. Now, I did come across this picture from Polygon. So that's definitely encounters with different creatures, and that's where I believe the Fantastic Beasts is combined with Harry Potter. Foundables will be like creature encounters, magical item encounters. Okay, here's an example of Harry Potter getting attacked, and I believe this would be similar to like either a raid or maybe even a mythological event in Pokemon Go comparisons. But this would be a timed event where you have to save Harry Potter and probably have to get a bunch of people, you know, to attack at the particular time. Maybe even defend if there's other creatures. So we only see this scene in front of us. We don't know if there's going to be other things that possibly we're going to be drained, or maybe we're going to get attacked and we have only a certain amount of time. But this looks like it's going to be a specific event or something that we need to all get together and take this thing down. And I thought this was an interesting picture. Flipendo. And you notice that that hat, the magical hat that identifies which school you belong to. And you're actually casting a different type of spell. I notice it's yellow, so I'm not sure what that spell is. I mean, it says Flipendo. But whether or not this is actually finally in the game or not, or just a test screen, we'll see. Now, I did come across this picture, another AR picture of another creature. So it's definitely going to be research on how many beasts we can find, but also instead of using Pokeballs, we use magic and potions and other things. So it's going to be a combination of collecting an encyclopedia of different magical beasts, and of course, there's always going to be rare ones and common ones. So there's going to be ones that we're going to see plenty of times, and we're going to have different challenges and different events. It could be as simple as walk an X amount of time to recharge yourself, or who knows. But this is going to be very exciting. I can't wait to play this. Now, just go to your Google store and pre-register now if you want this. This is very exciting. Wolfpack, thank you once again. If you're new, please subscribe, because I'm going to be on this. I'm going to make this channel a combination of infotainment. I'm also going to make this relatable to the retro 80s world. I'm an 80s kid in the sense that I love the 80s, and I'm going to try to use a lot of comparisons to various loved genres of the 80s, for instance, like Neverending Story, Labyrinth, Legend, all sorts of cool stuff. And I may even do specials on that as well. So thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Peace out.
Gone, gone, night, you gone.